Welcome to Mukesh Manoharan Studio. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and press the bell icon before we proceed. You know, we live in an era of breathtaking paradox. Welcome to this explainer on the universe within us. Just look around. Humanity has reached unprecedented heights of technological advancement. We literally carry the sum of human knowledge right in our pockets. We connect across oceans in milliseconds, and we're building a world of gleaming, frictionless convenience. Yet, right beneath this shimmering surface, there is a silent epidemic sweeping through our modern lives. People everywhere are exhausted. We're carrying these heavy burdens of stress, anxiety, burnout, and a persistent, lingering brain fog that just dims the vibrancy of life. The conversations about mental wellness have definitely grown louder, but they so often lead us down the same clinical corridors, searching for answers in the very minds that feel so overwhelmed. But what if we've been looking in the wrong place this whole time?
I really want you to sit with that thought for a moment. What if the secret to your mental health isn't actually in your head? I know, it sounds like a radical departure from everything we've been taught, doesn't it? For generations, we've believed that our emotions, our resilience, our joy, and our sorrow were solely the products of our brain. You know, that 3-pound organ locked away in the dark vault of the skull. But as it turns out, there is a deeply unexpected, incredibly ancient ally waiting to be rediscovered. An ally that doesn't just support our emotional resilience, but actively creates it. To really understand this, though, we first need to understand the forces working against us in the modern world.
Okay, let's dive into this, because to find the cure, we absolutely have to identify the cause. We are constantly surrounded by what scientists now recognize as the modern saboteurs of our internal ecosystem. Think about the ultra-processed foods that line our supermarket aisles, totally stripped of fiber, loaded with artificial additives and refined oils. Add to that the relentless drumbeat of chronic stress that keeps our nervous systems on high alert all the time, the frequent overuse of antibiotics, which basically act like a forest fire to our internal flora, the narrowing lack of diversity in what we actually eat, and the restless, fractured sleep so many of us endure night after night. These aren't just minor lifestyle complaints, they are silent saboteurs, completely dismantling a delicate, ancient ecosystem inside of us, an ecosystem our minds desperately rely upon. Section 1. Discovering the Second Brain. Let's explore exactly what this means.
As we look a little deeper, we are witnessing a profound paradigm shift in science right now. We're overturning decades of conventional belief that the brain alone sits on the throne of our biology. Instead, we are journeying downward into the dark, winding labyrinth of our own digestive system. Down here, nestled within us, is a thriving, pulsing universe. Science has given it a name that feels almost out of a science fiction movie, the second brain. And this isn't just a metaphor. It is a literal network of intelligence that operates right alongside the mind we know so well. This biological marvel is officially known as the gut-brain axis. Imagine it like a bustling bidirectional communication network, a constant, lively conversation happening between your digestive system and your brain. And the physical bridge carrying this conversation? That's the vagus nerve. It's this sprawling, shimmering information superhighway that weaves its way from your abdomen all the way up into your skull. Along this highway travel hormones, immune system signals, and millions of tiny electrical impulses. Your gut and your brain are not isolated strangers, they're intimate partners, constantly sharing the burdens and the triumphs of your daily life.
And this brilliantly illustrates the massive shift in our understanding. The old paradigm taught us this strict top-down hierarchy, right? The brain issues the commands, and the gut just blindly follows. Like if you felt nervous, your brain told your stomach to tie itself in knots. But modern science has completely flipped the script. The communication is deeply bidirectional. Yes, the brain speaks to the gut, but more importantly, the gut speaks back, and it speaks very loudly. With millions of its own neurons and literally trillions of microorganisms calling the shots, the state of your digestion profoundly influences the state of your mind. When the gut is in distress, the brain feels the echoes of that pain as anxiety and depression. But when the gut thrives, the mind finds its clarity.
Section 2. Microbes and mood chemicals. And as we descend deeper into the microscopic mechanisms inside us, if you're enjoying this journey, please remember to naturally like, share, and subscribe to the channel to support these deep dives.
Now, what's really interesting about this is that we are crossing the threshold into a world completely invisible to the naked eye. Here, among the folds of our digestive tract, live trillions of microbes. And they aren't just passive passengers hitching a ride inside us. They are active, essential workers. They're like tiny biochemical alchemists, directly responsible for manufacturing the very chemicals that dictate how we experience reality. Just look at the staggering magnitude of the numbers here. For years, when we thought of serotonin, the famous feel-good neurotransmitter responsible for our feelings of happiness, stability, and well-being, we naturally assumed it was manufactured up in the brain. But it isn't. A breathtaking 90% of your body's serotonin is produced right there in the dark, winding corridors of your gut. Let that sink in for a second. The vast majority of the chemical that makes you feel happy and secure is actually being manufactured by the microbes in your digestive system. Isn't that wild?
But these microscopic alchemists don't just stop at serotonin. They act as tiny chemical factories for a whole suite of neurotransmitters. For example, they help produce GABA, which is this soothing chemical messenger that acts like a gentle brake on our nervous system, promoting deep calmness and relaxation. They also play a totally crucial role in dopamine pathways, those fiery sparks of motivation, reward, and sharp focus that drive us toward our goals. When your internal microbial universe is starved or damaged by modern life, these chemical factories literally start shutting down. But when they are nourished, they flood your system with the essential building blocks of emotional resilience.
Section 3. Ancient Foods, Modern Science. Let's step back and look at the bigger picture.
To understand exactly how to nourish this universe, we really need to step out of the sterile glow of the modern laboratory and travel back through sweeping human history. Because long before microscopes or clinical trials even existed, ancient civilizations intuitively understood the connection between what they ate and how they felt. If you listen closely, you can almost hear the bubbling of clay pots in shadowed kitchens, the rhythmic grinding of stones, the quiet, patient waiting. Humanity unknowingly harnessed the power of this microbial science for centuries, passing down culinary traditions that were, in reality, profound medicine. The secret they harnessed is fermentation. It is, quite simply, nature's original biotechnology. It's this slow, miraculous natural process where beneficial microorganisms, like bacteria, yeast, and fungi, take raw, ordinary ingredients and fundamentally transform them. They pre-digest the food, breathing life into it, unlocking organic acids, unleashing powerful vitamins, and generating rich, living probiotics. Fermentation is the magic that turns simple milk into tangy yogurt and tough cabbage into vibrant, life-giving sauerkraut. It really is an ancient alchemy of health.
Let's move to and see how this builds a beautiful mosaic across human cultures. Every corner of the earth independently discovered these healing foods. Over in India, you have the warm, comforting steam rising from idli and dosa, fermented rice and lentil batters that beautifully enhance nutrient absorption and ease digestion, alongside the ancient cooling tradition of pazaya sadam, or fermented rice. In Korea, there's the spicy, vibrant crunch of kimchi, absolutely loaded with lactobacillus and antioxidants. In Japan, you find the deep, earthy, savory warmth of miso, which has long been associated with profound longevity. And in Germany, the tart, crisp bite of sauerkraut, just overflowing with probiotics and vitamin C. Across the entire globe, humanity was cultivating the exact microbes our minds desperately needed.
Now, in our modern rush, it is so tempting to try and bottle this ancient magic. We look to probiotic supplements, hoping to just swallow a pill and be done with it. And look, while supplements can certainly be useful, they really pale in comparison to the complex, thriving ecosystem of whole, traditional fermented foods. Taking a supplement is kind of like dropping an isolated tourist into an unfamiliar city. But real fermented food, with its natural microbial diversity, its vital fibers acting as prebiotics, its rich enzymes and phytochemicals, is like bringing in a whole thriving community that builds, supports, and sustains the environment. The sheer synergy of whole food simply cannot be matched in a laboratory.
Section 4. Healing in the Kitchen. And before we get into exactly how to apply this to our daily lives, just a quick reminder to please subscribe and share this explainer if you're finding value in it so far.
This brings us to a really beautiful realization. The most powerful pharmacy of the future isn't some sterile room full of synthetic compounds. It's a return to the hearth. It's the kitchen. By reintroducing these vibrant, living foods into our daily routines, we are taking active, tangible steps to heal our internal universe. We are becoming the stewards of our own mental wellness, using the most foundational, nourishing tools available to us. When we regularly nourish our beneficial microbes, the effects ripple outward, profoundly restoring our emotional balance. These living foods actually help to cool the quiet, destructive flames of systemic inflammation that scientists now link to so many mood disorders. They help regulate the chaotic surges of anxiety and stress hormones, smoothing out the jagged edges of modern life. They provide a vital pillar of support in depression recovery by ensuring the continuous production of neurotransmitters. And for so many people, they lift that heavy, gray veil of brain fog, allowing memory and focus to sharpen and shine with stunning clarity.
So, the crucial point is that we must approach this integration with patience and respect. You're introducing new life to an internal ecosystem that may have been a bit barren for years. You must start slowly, gently tending the garden. In week 1, simply introduce just 1 to 2 tablespoons of a fermented food, maybe a bite of sauerkraut or a sip of kefir, daily. By week 2, you can graduate to a small, dedicated serving. In week 3, invite different cultures in. Increase the variety of fermented foods you consume. And by week 4, make them a consistent, cherished companion at your meals. Your internal universe needs time to adapt, to welcome these new inhabitants, and to weave them seamlessly into the fabric of your biology.
As we look forward to the landscape of 2026 and beyond, we are witnessing a monumental shift in human consciousness. We are finally stepping away from the fragmented, symptom-chasing models of the past. Mental wellness is no longer just a brain issue isolated from the rest of the body. It sits at the vibrant intersection of holistic health, personalized nutrition, and preventative care. We are mapping our own microbiomes, we're understanding our unique internal landscapes, and we're finally recognizing that to heal the mind, we absolutely must fundamentally nourish the body.
And so, we arrive at a truth that is as profound as it is simple. The secret weapon for mental wellness in 2026, and honestly for all the years to come, might not be an expensive new technology, or a breakthrough synthetic drug, or even a rare botanical extract. It may already be sitting right there in your kitchen, waiting patiently inside a simple bowl of yogurt, a vibrant serving of kimchi, a warm plate of idli, or a jar of naturally fermented vegetables. It's a beautiful reminder that we contain multitudes, an entire universe just waiting to be nourished. Thank you so deeply for sharing this explainer journey with me today, and may you find profound peace and vibrant health in the ancient wisdom of the foods you eat.